And welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X4. Here we are at the load data screen, and I just wanted to show off something kind of weird about this game. One of the other load options is use the current data. What this does is if you return to the title screen from the game you were just playing, you can reload it using the use current data option instead of having to load your save file. I'm not really sure what the purpose of that option is. Possibly if you soft reset the game? I don't know. Anyways, when you load your file, it does remember your control settings, so I do not have to modify my controller setup to get the buttons that I want. That would be the case, what you have to do if you're playing an SNES Mega Man X game, but fortunately it remembers for us. With that out of the way, let's get back to taking on the various Maverick Reploids. Today we're going to be starting off with Split Mushroom. As the game so helpfully introduces him there, Split Mushroom, something of an enigma. He does not seem to be affiliated with Repliforce, but we gotta stop him anyway. The start of the stage is a little annoying. It has this weird rotating area that you go up, and stuff just kind of comes in from off-screen, so if you don't have all the things memorized, which I don't, it is very much advisable that you go slowly. Oh, yeah, as you can see, even going slowly, I tend to just get hit by the stuff that's coming in off-screen. I did not really feel it was necessary to memorize it. The game not too often does tricks like that. Unfortunately, we are going to be seeing... Yeah, this stage is honestly kind of annoying in design. Just stuff flying in from off-screen constantly. Oh well, it's something that we gotta deal with. There we go, I actually remembered something that time. There is not too much to get in Split Mushroom's stage, only a health upgrade, has probably one of the lowest amount of collectibles for an X stage. There is one other, Slash Beast, his stage also only has a health upgrade to collect. So we've got these plant enemies on the walls here. As you can see, they recharge. Also, I'm doing terrible here trying to explain this stuff. These ladybugs just kind of fly along. They are not anything too terrible. Just a half charge shot and a pellet or a full charge shot will take them out immediately. Be careful of those spikes, as those are instant death. Remember, spikes' greatest weakness of Mega Man and X. Here we've got these wall crusher things. You would think they'd be instant death, but they are not. Just gotta be careful about them. Take this guy out and go up this way. Whoop. Oh dear. Okay, yeah, let's back off a bit or else I'll get hit by a pellet there. Unfortunately, this game follows the X3 respawning logic, which is if you even go slightly off screen, the enemies will just come right back in. Very annoying. I'm doing this level very terribly right now, but yeah, it is not one of my preferred levels. Here we've got a bit of a unique mini-boss. Now, as you can see, we've got spiked ground underneath these platforms here. And this guy is going to zoom underneath whichever platform we're currently standing on, bust up, we want to hit him with a charge shot, hit him with a few pellets, and then just wait for him to repeat that. As you can see, the ground is permanently destroyed, so if we do not kill this guy fast enough, we will run out of places to stand. Fortunately, as long as you do this correctly, and I screwed up horribly there, you do not have to worry about running out of space. I should be fine. Yeah, so I missed a shot there, I missed a bunch of shots there, so he's gonna put us in a slightly undesirable situation, but we still had plenty of damage left to do. Even if I screwed up there, we'd still have one more platform to take him out with. One thing I didn't really remark on in the previous video is when you get to the second half of a stage, your health is fully restored. Here we've got more things bouncing in from off-screen, but they can all be destroyed with half-charge shots, so just keep throwing those out as you go along. If you have all of the spawn locations memorized for these things, you can get through this area really quickly. Yeah, as you can see, that guy approached from behind, trying to catch you as you're being cautious with the bouncing spike wheels that come in, but it is not a big deal, and if you get caught behind him, well, now you can destroy him, so you don't have to worry about him. Alright, there is the health upgrade, so what we want to do here is wall kick up there, and just do a wall kick on that ledge. If that platform falls too much, the reason I came to the stage after Web Spider is because, well, one, Split Mushroom is weak to Web Spider's weakness, but if you screw up, you can shoot an electric web here, and just to show this off, you can jump off of that and get up here that way. But we don't need to do that. If you come here as 0, you have no choice but to get that correctly, or come back after you complete the level for reasons that'll become apparent when we get to playing as 0. Here we've got a elevator sequence. Now, you may notice the walls are mossy. You cannot wall kick off of these walls, so you gotta be careful. These plants, these do not rejuvenate, but as you can see, they stick out of the wall. These spike sections do not hurt you, or do not kill you instantly, but they do hurt you if you get caught under them, so be careful. Here we've got these drones just firing a absolute spam of shots. Now, these platforms, if you get caught under these, you will be killed, so be prepared to quickly dash under. And here we've got a bit of a trickier one, but this one you can just comfortably walk under. It looks scarier than it actually is. Yeah, unfortunately, if these things stick out long enough, they will start firing shots there. I wasn't able to kill that other one quick enough, so I took a little bit of damage, but it's not a big deal. Coming up here, we are at the boss. Kind of a unique entrance for this one. Our boss for the stage is, of course, Split Mushroom, in case you forgot. And he seems to specifically looking for X, huh? Gee, I wonder. A lot of people like Split Mushroom's line right here. If you've played any Mega Man X game, you probably recognize that logo under his health bar, but I'll pretend like I don't know who he's working for. Here, he uses his soul body technique to send a bunch of astral projections after your... not astral projections, just copies of himself. Now, Split Mushroom is leaked to Electro Web. As you can see, that turns him to a nice golden crisp, but we're not going to use that. I find using the weaknesses to be a little bit of a boring way to do it, but as you can see, his... oh, okay, I actually did enough damage there to get him to his second phase. If you didn't do enough damage to him, he would... both of him and his after image would split up, and as you can see, the after image, it cannot be hurt. You have to hit the real Split Mushroom. When he starts going over your head with those spins there, it's a good idea to try and go on the walls to avoid him. As you can see, I was ignoring my own advice there. This fight can be a little tricky if you're doing it without his weakness, but we got him. Yeah, when he runs into you, it actually hurts really bad, so... yeah, I tend to struggle with this boss a lot when I'm just coming back from not playing the game for a long time, but I'm getting the hang of it. I was doing some practice on my any or low percent file, so a little limber with the game today. And we get Soul Body, kind of a unique weapon. It creates a projection of X in front of him, and it will damage enemies if they connect with it. And we'll continue without saving. Next up, we're going to be going to Cyber Peacock's stage. In contrast with Split Mushroom, Cyber Peacock actually has a ton of collectibles for us, a health upgrade, a sub-tank, and a armor upgrade. Incidentally, Cyber Peacock is also weak to Soul Body, so we can show that off. The game here says he wants to destroy the network system, although that is not his only reason for being here, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So this level has a bit of a unique gimmick. Here we get timed, and we're on a... jeez, I've already screwed this up. Let's see if I can't actually make it still. We are... oh, no, yep, I screwed up. So, let's... yeah, as you can see, you can get hurry up there. Let's just get ourselves killed and go back. I was so busy just trying to explain how this works that I kept screwing up. But yes, you are on a timer here. If you can get here before, if you can get to the end before all the hurry-ups go by, you will get an S rank and a reward. So let's do this. I knew I would screw this up on recording, and it's actually really obnoxious because it takes a while to kill yourself. Alright, let's do this, and I'm just going to focus on actually making it this time. There we go. So let's get the timer, jump over that one. Oh, come on! Are you serious? Oh boy, I am doing horrible here. Okay, and hopefully I can make it just a little bit more. Okay, oof, just barely. If you don't see the arrows, you get the S rank. I was practicing that earlier and I did it, but of course, as soon as I start recording, I start messing it up. Fortunately, everyone after that has a much more generous time limit, so ironically, it's a bit easier. The first one is very unforgiving. You can make a single mistake, and if you make any more after that, you are lost. Okay, let's just go under that one. Go to the bottom route, and as you can see, I've made it without even having to see the hurry-up warning. get our rank S there. For completing that one with the rank S, we get the sub-tank. The final one is the longest gauntlet, but it also has the most generous time limit, and it's not too terribly difficult, so let's make our way, jump over that. You want to be very careful with your positioning there. Dash under these guys. If you dash jump in, you will get hit. Of course, if you miss time... Oh, dear. Oh, come on! I knew I had screwed this up. Oh, well, it's not a huge deal. Like I said, this one has the most generous time limit, so we might still have some time to do this. Gotta be hurrying up here. Let's go under this one. Gotta blast this to get it out of the way. Let's do that. And you want to... oh no, I screwed up. Okay, oh, yep, no! That's the worst! Okay, well, we'll just finish off the level, and then I'll come back. I'll just transition to when I collect it. For right now, let's get to the rest of the level. Man, this is alright. I am so tempted to scrap the recording right now, but you know what? I'm going to stick to my guns. Oh well, it happens. I knew I would screw this up on camera. Anyways, this level, or this screen, has a bit of a unique gimmick I keep getting hit on. We've got to flip the level, and that causes these orbs to drop, and of course, sometimes you hit the switch, and it just sends you into an enemy, because that's fair. And that one drops it through that blockade there. This one, we've got to let it roll down the hill, get it all the way down, and then hit the buttons again. And now we can get through no problem. So, let's go on in. And there is nothing this way. Now we're at the Cyber Peacock fight proper. Man, I am so annoyed that I screwed up all those races. And I had got them first try when I was practicing earlier. Once again, Let's Player's Curse. Anyway, here we've got Cyber Peacock. And it looks like he was testing X. Granted, I gave him a pretty poor showing, but he still considers X's potential to be limitless. And once again, there's a familiar logo under Cyber Peacock's name. Cyber Peacock has a pretty simplistic pattern. He'll warp in, and after about a second, he'll warp to where you're standing. So you just want to wait, then dash jump away. He can either fly up to try and hit you, or he can do that attack where he bursts out. So his weakness is Soul Body, so let's just get Soul Body on. As you can see, causes him to warp away immediately. But again, I think that's pretty boring. This fight's a lot more interesting if you do it with the Mega Buster. He has one more attack that he can do, which he tends to do when he gets below half health. There we go. Now he floats up here, and he's going to start shooting homing missiles at us. We want to dash away, then dash jump off the wall over. And once again, I am screwing up, but it's okay. Might want to wait a little bit for these ones to come. Yep. And then he can either go back to his grounded attacks, or he can just immediately go into launching more missiles. But he decided to launch more missiles there, so that made that really simple. Overall, not a terribly difficult fight. It can be a bit tricky if you're not used to dash jumping a lot, and if you don't figure out how his teleportation gimmick works, but it's otherwise not that bad. Aiming laser is probably the best weapon for general use against regular enemies. It creates a cursor on the screen, and if you just hold the button, it'll auto-fire a laser at them and destroy them all. Now, after you defeat 4 Mavericks, a bit of a unique thing happens here. What do you got for us, Double? Huh, the Colonel. I believe Memorial Hall was where the General was giving his address in the cutscene that played after Sky Lagoon. Anyways, Double warns us that this is almost surely a trap, but X decides to go anyway. Now, Memorial Hall is not an actual level. Once we just walk a little bit forward, we're going to be immediately thrust into a boss fight. Looks like he's looking to finish off X right here, since he's noticed that we've been doing some pretty serious damage to his group. Anyways, Colonel has a very simplistic pattern. He'll shoot out those sword beams, he'll teleport, and like Cyber Peacock, he'll just be right where. Now the sword beams, as you can see, there is a dead zone right in front of the Colonel, where his sword actually does not have a hurt box on it, so you can just stand right in front of him and avoid the sword beams that way. It's really silly. That's pretty cheap though, so I'm not going to do that. We're just going to dodge them the intended way. Much like Magma Dragoon's Hadokens, you can actually just jump over all these. You have just enough jump height to actually avoid them that way, but I'll do it the intended way, where you dash under the high ones, jump over the low ones. of course, lose track of what I'm doing while I'm explaining how this fight works. And yeah, this is all he does. Note, when he is blocking like that, any shots you fire into them will actually dissipate. I was trying to show that off, but I messed up the timing. And one more hit should do it. Yeah, just take him out that way. He does not actually blow up here. Yeah, Colonel is a reoccurring boss. We will be fighting him again later. Let's continue without saving. Alright, let me go in the Cyber Peacock stage and do the race correctly. Meet you there. Alright, here we are at the end, and I got the S rank. Let's get that armor upgrade. Now, Dr. Light here gives us the head module, and this one is pretty notoriously broken. What it does is it reduces your special weapon energy consumption. When he says near zero, he means actually zero. Using your uncharged special weapons, they now have infinite ammo once you have this upgrade, which, like I said, is pretty handy in the case of the aiming laser, and in general, it's just kind of a broken ability, honestly. Anyway, we are going to use the new escape button here. Whenever you complete a level, you have the option to just escape it when retrying it, so we don't have to go to the end. We can just get out of there. Next up, we are going to get actually another armor upgrade. We are heading to Storm Owl. He is also weak to aiming laser, so this works out very conveniently. The next boss we're going to be doing after him actually is not weak to his weapon, which is... Sorry, I just had to let you hear that. That one's my favorite, Storm Owl. But his weapon is actually not effective against the next boss we're going to be going to, which is Slash Beast. But we, in the Grand Mega Man tradition, there is a boss rush at the end, so we'll be able to show off what his weakness is when we get to him. Anyway, here we've got a new variety of ride armor. This is the, I think it's the Hawk ride armor? It's either Hawk or Falcon. But this one works a little bit differently. This one has a charge attack. I can actually shoot through those missiles that those robots launch. And as you can see, it has to be on the right terrain. It can also fly, and when you're flying, you can shoot below you. Did not mean to get out of that. This section right here is a little weird. Just check this out real quick. We can go up here, and there is actually nothing but a small health pickup. Not really sure what the deal with that is. I kind of wish this section was used for something different, which we'll be getting into later. Heading forward, those little things are extremely annoying. They take a surprising amount of punishment to kill. They take a fully charged shot despite their small size. Anything else has a tendency to just fly right over them. Also, one thing to note about the charge shot from this armor, you cannot move while charging it, though you can charge while flying, so that's one thing you can do. We can just go over this, shoot these guys from below. Actually, this is much more effective than what I was doing. Alright, let's go forward. We've already got the health upgrade, as you notice. That one, you actually have a limited amount of time to grab it. If you take too long, we're just going to get out of this because it's going to blow up soon. Those platforms will be destroyed and the health upgrade will be lost. Let's just blast our way through this little gunship. And once you hit the end, you just immediately warp to Part 2. Part 2 throws some interesting enemies at us. Let's just go forward. We're going to hit a wall here. And we've got these charging Eyebots. If you are right up against the wall, your charge shot can actually clip through the wall and destroy that Eyebot. Here we can just blast through all of these. You've got a bunch of ladders that you can avoid them with, but X doesn't really need to worry about that. They're a bit more useful as Zero. Alright, taking this riding platform, we can go up here, and you may notice that spike wall up there. That seems a little conspicuous. So we're going to get out the electro web. We're going to shoot one up there, jump off of it, and we can just barely clip up here, and we get the arm upgrade. And, looks like there's a little bit past this screen. Changeable, huh? But yes, this is the stock shot arm module. It changes the way your charge shot functions. Instead of firing immediately when you let go of the button, you can charge up to 4 charge shots, and then you can just fire them with the tap of a button. It's a pretty interesting upgrade, although I'll admit I'm not a huge fan of it, just because it changes the way your Mega Buster typically functions. However, it's a pretty popular one in speedruns of the game. There is a second option over here. This one allows us to fire the plasma shot. The plasma shot creates a ball of energy that does continual damage. It is extremely powerful against regular enemies and mini-bosses, but the plasma shot can mess up your attacks against regular bosses if you're not using their weaknesses. And yes, we have choices here, so we can take the stock shot or we can take the plasma shot. For right now, we're going to take the stock shot, and I'm going to come back for the plasma shot later, so that we can show off both within this Let's Play. For now, we just want to jump down here, air dash down, and we can get out of here, no problem. But yeah, as you can see, we can stock up to 4 shots. Now, I'm not a fan of the stock shot, just because the way it works with... oh, whoops, sorry. The way it works with... how the Mega Buster typically works, you can no longer just release the button and fire. You have to actually tap. Also, as you can see here, we can only damage that eye when it is open, and we can hover in front of it with the hover module to keep attacking it. I'm kind of messing up my timing on everything here. This is another reason why I dislike the stock shot. The way it functions makes it a little harder to react to things more organically, but no problem there. The plasma shot, like most mini-bosses, utterly shreds this boss, so it's better for this one. There are going to be some interesting applications of the stock shot, though. Particularly, it makes fighting regular bosses a lot easier, because there will often be dead time or downtimes in their patterns where we can't hit them at all, so we can just charge up a bunch of charge shots and more effectively stagger out our attacks against them. But this is Storm Owl, one of the tougher bosses in the game when you play it for the first time. He actually has probably the most complex pattern of all the bosses in this game. His first thing is that he'll fly overhead, and when you go under him, he'll swoop down. If you get caught in his talons, he'll pick you up and slam you for some pretty heavy damage, actually. Oh, I screwed that up. This is a little bit tricky. When he comes from below like that, you want to go overhead. When you jump over him when he's up top, he'll fire a Cyclone at you. That is the attack where he fires in a spread pattern. We can also dash under him when he comes from below like that, although it's generally safer to jump overhead when he does that, just because it's not always guaranteed he'll raise enough that we can dash under him. As you can see, sometimes he does not actually swoop for us when we go under him, so he can be a little random. Let's just go over him. Oh hey, getting a little lucky here. And he's going to fire his spread pattern again. You can shoot right through it, or you can stand in an area where it can't hit you. Once he's low on health, he will create these Cyclones, and he has one final attack he can do at this point. Oh, he's doing it right now. So he creates these patterns, and okay, it's going that way. They can either go clockwise or counterclockwise. Luckily, they're going clockwise here, so we can just... Oh. He can also switch the pattern when he gets to the end, but yeah, as you can see there, once you hit the edge of the screen, you have to jump up to the platform here. This platform can be a little annoying to get onto once you have the leg module, because if you're just buffering a jump to try and wall kick, oops, this is his final attack. He can create these orbs, and then he's going to send them all out. I messed up the timing there. That one can be very tricky to dodge. Yep, and of course, like I said, sometimes he just does not get high enough for you to dash under him. Yeah, pretty tough fight when you first play the game. Definitely one of the hardest in the game, I think. But once you get a feel for all his attacks, and honestly, as Zero, this guy's a bit easier, I think. But your mileage might vary on that. Sorry if you're hearing any Discord notifications. That's not your computer, that's my phone. Sorry about that. And for defeating him, we get the Double Cyclone. This is actually Magma Dragoon's weakness. It's also technically the weakness of one boss later in the game, but it is pretty famously a bad idea to use it against him. Also, I didn't really go over this, but now that we have the arm upgrade, we can charge all of our special weapons to launch even stronger special attacks, which we will see a couple of times, but honestly, most of the charged special weapons are not that great. So let's save our progress here, and as you can see, we got quite a few new upgrades here, and we're going to be getting the rest within the next video. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you then. Until then, though, goodbye.